Hey guys, Moses here. Just wanted to let you guys know that for the next month, we'll be running a Logitech giveaway. This is for the G513 keyboard and for the Logitech G502 wireless. Super hard to get. Check out the link in the description down below and get yourself entered right now. Hey y'all, Moses here. Today I'm bringing you an unboxing and brief review of the new Logitech Pro X headset. I just received this thing from Logitech. They provided it to me for review. So I wanted to walk you guys through a product that I was very excited to hear about, and I'm even more excited to actually hold, touch, and use. So let's jump right in with this unboxing and let's get started. So just walking around the outside of the box, it tells you everything that's included on the side. You have extra ear cups, all the different adapters, and just kind of gives you some product information, as well as gives you the overview with the nice packaging here, and shows you all the teams they partnered with to use this. Now, this will come in a little bit later, but quick shout out to the Chiefs, by the way. Been a while since I've seen the Chiefs in action, but they were at PGI 2018, so maybe we'll see them again down the line. So from a packaging standpoint, pretty standard, just opening up the sides and taking a look inside. Just a quick note, I've used all the different Logitech headsets. I've really always enjoyed it, but I think I've always been a little bit disappointed with like quality, long-term viability. I've had some headband issues with previous headsets. So this is marketed as a pro-level, high-quality, all-day comfort type of headset. And when I read the marketing materials that were sent to me, I was a little bit skeptical at first with the Blue Voice technology that they're including in this, but that's a very interesting feature. Considering someone like me using, studio microphones, having onboard processing technology to really improve vocals is going to be really neat. So moving into the box itself, let's take a look at the actual headset here. So this is the digital audio converter or USB dongle that you're going to need to use for Blue Voice. This will obviously take the USB connection to the computer, and you need to use this if you want to use the onboard processing. So just keep that in mind. So we'll just set that guy off to the side here. Let's take a look at the actual headset itself. So again, I was really excited about this from a quality standpoint. Really lightweight already in the hands. And let's get this sleeve off this thing. Sorry about the autofocus. It's a little wonky sometimes, but it'll catch up eventually. Oh boy. This is a beautiful headset. Absolutely gorgeous. Matte finish on the ear cups. I believe it's metal construction, but just overall very lightweight. It is metal on the sides there. So durability, probably not too much of an issue. And I am noticing a really nice glossy, like almost mirror finish on the Logitech G logo headband. Very plush, like a leatherette feel, and stitching as well on the outsides. So I mentioned before, I had issues with like padding coming away from headset bands on like the G935. This looks like that would not be an issue whatsoever. Really soft ear cups. That's the leatherette or pleather, if you will, on the inside there. No creaking whatsoever. Now I'm doing voiceover after the fact, as I'm sure you can tell, but there is no creaking. There is no like plastic creaking, no metal creaking, no sounds, no resistance, no obvious points of like inflexibility anywhere on the headset as far as I can tell. And again, really soft plush ear cups. Gives me an idea, at least from the weight and the feel of it, that this is going to be a very comfortable on-ear experience. But let's dive into the rest of the package here and see what else it comes with. Speaking of on-ear comfort, it does come with velour ear pads that you can switch out if you don't like the leather. I prefer velour because I shave my head, so if you're a bald dude like me and you don't want to have that, like, I think Chris at Logitech has called it like swamp head or something like that, or swamp ear. I can't remember what he called it, but it also comes with this, very nice neoprene, like scuba diver material carrying case. And there's the microphone that comes along with it as well. We'll toss that over to the side. And all the cabling is actually in this bag, which is a very nice size. You could probably fit all your accessories in here, as well as the headset itself. So just a nice, just a nice quality of life addition to have. I like the previous carrying cases, but they were all quite small and cheap, and that's really nice. So these are the cables it comes with, as well as the Y splitter if you're using it just direct to your sound card. And you want to split it off in that way. So if you don't want to use the digital audio converter or the Blue Voice technology, you have that available. You also have the standard like phone cable, I think is what this one is. This is the one with like the voice activation and the mic on the lapel if you want to use it with your phone. I don't really know if a lot of people use the headset in that way, but you know, if you want to, you can. So if you're working in a call center or you're taking voice calls with your headset, then you can use that cable. And then the basic cable as well. A lightly braided feel to it. It has the inline voice adjuster, or sorry, excuse me, the inline mic mute, as well as the volume adjuster there. And that's pretty much it. So looking around the box, I think there's a couple of little, marketing materials and stickers and stuff like that in there. So I'm going to do another quick walk around with the headset just to give you guys as much of a visual idea as to what you're potentially purchasing here. I just gotta say, I'm super impressed with the headset itself. I'm excited to check out the on-ear performance. So once you've gotten your visual fill, we'll move on to the review portion. So just skip ahead if you want, but for now, just bask in its glory. All right, so now we'll do the on-ear portion, and I will, again, I've been touching these things a lot. Obviously, I took them out of the box. I've been doing the review, handling them. You can kind of see there's not too much in the way of handprints, fingerprints, even on the metal portions. You can kind of see that they're not clinging too much finger grease or anything else on there. So just from a look standpoint, still obviously gorgeous. And lightweight in the hand. So let's put them on the old noggin. By the way, I have an enormous head. So for me, the clamping force is always a thing. Even with the PC37X here, which I'll be using to test and compare the microphones, I feel that these are almost a little on the tighter end, where I don't actually have that with the Logitechs, or the Pro X, excuse me. On the head, it's just as it was out of the box, lightweight feel, relatively comfortable, even with the personal preference being to velour ear pads, which I'll put on there later on, probably not in this video, but when I'm ready to start using these things all the time. Yeah, lightweight, comfortable, no obvious pressure points on my head, and even for people with smaller heads than mine, I'm sure that would be the case, as it feels quite uniform when I'm pulling them apart. Quick shake test. I don't really do this when I'm playing video games, but if you're an animated person and you're doing cartwheels when you're playing games, it should stay on your head. The headset cord does have the inline mic switch as well as the volume, as I showed you in the unboxing. Just have to be mindful not to turn this down by accident. I run my headset through a mixer, but for the purposes of this video, I'll be doing it through the USB dongle as well. To give it a test in the voice category. But on head comfort, out of the gate, extremely comfortable. Very lightweight. I honestly don't even notice it's there right now, which is always a good thing. And I imagine when paired with the velour ear cups, it would be even more comfortable. So we're going to jump into the microphone testing section. I'll be using the PC37X as the microphone reference. And the sound and gameplay stuff will have to wait until I can actually play with these things, because I'm just doing the initial review right now. So the in-depth review will follow, but let's take a look at the microphone and the software setup of the Logitech Pro X. All right, so now we are on the desktop here, and I'm going to show you guys the software that is used with the Pro X. Now, I'm not using the microphone right now. This is not how the microphone sounds. This is still my SM7B, but I have recorded some samples to show you some comparisons. So you need the new Logitech G Hub software for all its new products, including the Pro X. So you'll see that it's not really detecting any of my voice right now because it's not reading anything. But this is the basic overview of the software. So you'll have the Blue Voice technology integrated. Now, this is a major feature of this headset, probably the marquee feature, I would say, aside from the build quality and comfort. So this is essentially post-processing or live processing software built into the Logitech G Hub here. So it has a lot of important things that you would normally find on high-quality mixers, similar to the one that I use right now that makes my voice sound the way it sounds, including a high-pass filter, noise reduction, an expander, as well as a noise gate, a limiter, a compressor, and a de-esser. Now, they have tooltips in here, but to give you a quick idea as to what is what and what's important, the compressor is what makes your voice sound even if you're whispering or yelling. It's the same volume no matter what, which is important for that guy in your games that is constantly yelling or has a cat or a dog barking. This kind of stuff, all these things will help clean up your vocal performance or your vocal signal, including all the different EQs and that kind of stuff. So not only do you have the ability to customize this yourself, which might seem a little bit, I guess, complicated if you don't know anything about this stuff. I recommend you read up the tooltips and maybe do a little bit of research. You can also use the built-in presets, which are down here, to test different sounds. You can also make your own, and I imagine you'll be able to download others as well. Because what happens in here is, at least from what I can see, is you'll have actually presets built into the software from pro players like Shocks on G2, the London Spitfire, and TSM's Myth is in here as well. Just as a basic overview, you can enable and disable this. I'll show you the voice samples with both everything turned off as well as the basics, the default. But I imagine with some tinkering, you'll be able to make this thing sound quite good, at least for your voice. Moving into the equalizer settings, just for the actual headphones themselves, this is the audio receiving. You have the same things there. You have Esports Pro presets, as well as the defaults, and you can make your own custom equalizer presets as well. So this is very useful if you're playing a game like PUBG, like I do, where maybe the FPS default is not quite right or it doesn't sound right. But you can definitely mess around with this and get the audio performance that you want, which is always a really nice thing. You also have the virtual surround sound enabled, the side tone, volume, microphone, all that stuff, noise removal. I typically play with this stuff off. You don't want to really mess around with it. Most games, at least in PUBG's case, are sounding good in stereo, even if you're playing competitive shooters. So now I would normally use the built-in microphone testing feature, which is really nice. You can tinker with the sections and then test the mic to see how it sounds before you get into game. I've already done all the recordings in the Windows Voice Recorder because I was changing hardware a lot. So I'll walk you through the recordings now. The first recording is the Logitech Pro X without any filtering on it whatsoever. I'm going to make sure that the volume is correct, but you should be able to get a clear, if not a little bit loud, so loudness warning coming up here for you. So this is the one without any filtering at all. This is with Blue Voice disabled. This is a test of my microphone, and I am using the new Logitech Pro X headset, and I'd like to thank Logitech for sending me this headset to test, and I'm interested to see what the microphone sounds like without any filtering at all. It was loud, apologies there, rather. And now let's move on to the Blue Voice enabled. This is a test of my microphone. This is now with all the enabled features to see if there's any difference in sound quality or clarity using the Logitech Pro X headset microphone. All right, and finally, I have the PC37X from Massdrop, which has been my favorite microphone from a headset so far. Let's see how that compares. This is a test of the PC37X microphone. I am comparing it to the Logitech Pro X headset to see if the microphone quality is noticeably better between the two products. Let's take a listen and find out. I'm going to play that again because it was a little quieter than the other samples. This is a test of the PC37X microphone. I am comparing it to the Logitech Pro X headset to see if the microphone quality is noticeably better between the two products. Let's take a listen and find out. and back to the Blue Voice enabled Pro X recording.
This is a test of my microphone. This is now with all the enabled features to see if there's any difference in sound quality or clarity using the Logitech Pro X headset microphone.
So I imagine a lot of you guys are not pro audio people, and I'm not really a pro audio guy myself, but I've done the laps around different hardware to know that while the Sennheiser sounds more natural, this is a test of the PC37X. It's a little bit muddier because in the Pro X recording with the clear or the Blue Voice enabled,
this is a test of my microphone.
You can hear that the highs and the high signal, like the clarity signal, is a lot more prominent, and the noise gate is a little bit too aggressive as well. Essentially, what I'm going to do is probably tinker with the settings and see if I can get more of a natural tone of my voice to come through the microphone. And I think with the compressor being set really high and the gate being a little aggressive, noise reduction might be affecting the voice as well. Not to mention the mids are gutted right out of this thing. Maybe a little bit more EQ on the low end, maybe a little bit less on the high end. You could get to a more natural sound. Now, again, I'm using a $500 studio microphone plugged into a mixer that's already EQ'd. So this performance is going to be hard to match on a headset microphone, but I bet you with the right tinkering, you could get it to sound relatively close to a natural reproduction while retaining the benefits that it has, like the compressor, noise reduction, etc. So hopefully that was illuminating to you, and that's basically it for the software portion. So that concludes my review of the Logitech Pro X headset. Very, very impressed with the overall package. I think at the $129 price point, this is probably one of the most competitively priced as well as highest performing headsets on the market right now. I've run the gamut between a bunch of different headsets. I have a literal shelf of headsets up there that I've tried, from SteelSeries to Sennheiser non-gaming headsets that I've used for gaming, and now to the newest product from Logitech, the Pro X. Very impressed with it. I think that it has a lot of potential, especially with the software settings, to get the microphone to be near best in class. I always use the PC37X as the benchmark, and I can easily see how this thing could outperform it given the right settings. So if you're interested in the settings, which I'll be testing, you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/wtfmoses. I'll post my findings there. You can also watch me on Twitch as I test the headset at twitch.tv/wtfmoses. And of course, you can subscribe to this channel for more daily content and maybe future unboxings as well. So thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you're interested in purchasing the Logitech Pro X headset, there is a link down in the description below. If you want to support the channel while deciding whether or not you want to buy the thing, it would be very helpful if you click that link. So thank you again for watching. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch all of this. And until next time, I'll see you out there.